So Saptapadi is the important ceremony Saptapadi is the important ceremony that has to be performed in the Hindu marriage as per section 7. In the recent judgment, I forgot to note it down actually. The Supreme Court has held that even if the marriage is registered, if the essential ceremony, that is Saptapadi, is not performed, that marriage is treated as a void marriage, and it's an invalid marriage. So if I found that judgment, I will share with Murali sir. Sir will share you all. And now coming to this section 8. As we all know that what is the purpose of act means, the purpose of act is to codify certain rules and regulations to regulate the marriages as per this Hindu marriage act. So now, to give some sanctity to the marriage and to give some proof to the marriage, so a section 8, that is registration of Hindu marriages, this provision has been incorporated, and as per this provision, for the purpose of facilitating the proof of Hindu marriages, the very opening lines of the provision, it is very clear. For the purpose of facilitating the proof of Hindu marriage, the state government may make rules providing that the parties to any such marriage may have the particulars relating to their marriage entered in such a manner and subject to such conditions as may be prescribed in the Hindu marriage register kept for the purpose. So it is empowering the state government to make certain rules and regulations and to maintain certain registers for the marriage. I mean, the persons who are who marries has to get the marriage registered. It is, but it is not mandate as per the section. That we can understand by going to subsections now. Now coming to subsection 2. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, the state government may, if it is of the opinion that it is necessary or expedient so to do, provide that the entering of the particulars referred to in subsection 1 shall be compulsory in the state or in any part thereof, whether in all cases or in such cases as may be specified, and where any such direction has been issued, any person contravening any rule made in this behalf shall be punishable with a fine which may extend to 25 rupees. So even if a marriage, 1 minute please. So even if a marriage is made, even if the registration of the marriage is made compulsory as a mandate, if any person's contravene, if any person violates, that means if after marrying, if any person fails to register the marriage, even in that case also, there is a punishment of imposing a fine of 25 rupees. That is the punishment that is mentioned as per section 8 subsection 2 of this Hindu Marriage Act for contravening the provisions. So the state government shall make endeavor to prepare certain rules and regulations for the registering the marriages, so as to enable the married couple to come forward to get the marriage registered as a proof of their marriage. Now coming to this subsection 3 of section 8, all rules made under this section shall be laid before the state legislature as soon as maybe after they are made. So whenever the rules are made, immediately that should be put before the legislature for taking the consent of the legislature for making it as an enactment or certain rules. So now coming to subsection 4, the Hindu marriage register shall at all reasonable times be open for inspection and shall be admissible as evidence of the statements therein contained, and certified extracts therefrom shall on application be given by the registrar on payment to him of the prescribed fees. So whatever the registers that were maintained by the sub-registrar or the registrar of marriage shall be kept open, shall be available open for all the time for inspection, and whatever the statements that were made in such register is admissible as per the Indian Evidence Act. That is the power that is conferred by this section on such documents, wherein we can obtain the certified copies of the documents and we can produce before the court to prove the factum of the marriage was happened. In certain cases, uh, if the dispute comes, I mean, like if A is a husband marries B without any ceremonies, but subsequently that marriage was registered. Subsequent that if subsequently that marriage registers before a sub registrar or register of marriage, so that forms a proof. So in future he cannot come and say that so in the absence of these persons we have married, where is the proof of marriage? And he cannot say like that if the marriage is registered. So this, the intention behind the enactment of this section is to provide certain proof to the marriage, so as to uh, so as to make easy to the courts to decide or adjudicate the issue when the dispute relating to the performance of marriage arises. When the marriage itself is in dispute, you can say it easily. Now coming to section 5. So now we all get a doubt that what will happen if we don't register the marriage. Is it invalidates the marriage? So even section 8 subsection 5 clearly says like that, notwithstanding anything contained in this section, the validity of any Hindu marriage shall in no way be affected by the omission to make the entry. So this section is one way empowering the state government to impose fine if they are not registered. And because the we can understand section 5 subsection 5's uh, the intention behind the making of this thing. Why? Because all the people are not, we cannot expect all the people to be literate. So in some rural areas, the people will be illiterates and they don't know how to come to the sub-register office. And because of the lack of knowledge about the laws and everything, they will, after marriage, they will reside in general, and they will not go to sub-register office and get the marriage registered. In that cases, they cannot take an advantage that the marriage is not registered. So even in that case also, even if the people who forgets, who omits to make an entry in the register of marriages also, in that case, even in that case also, the marriage is valid, and mere omitting to make an entry in the register of marriages cannot invalidate the marriage, is what the intention behind the section 5, section 8 subsection 5. So even if you don't register the marriage, it will not invalidate your marriage. That is section 8 subsection 5. Now coming to section